The Lion and the Mouse. Once upon a time, in a deep and dense forest, there lived a mighty lion named Leo. He was the king of the jungle and feared all by animals. Leo was strong and proud of little bit grumpy. One sunny afternoon, as the hearty meal, the lion decided to take a nap under the large shady tree. As he lay yawning, the tiny mouse named Mimi scurried nearby. Searching for food, Mimi was small and playful, always darting here and there. While playing, Mimi accidentally ran across the lion's paw. Leo woke up and started to roar loudly. Who dares to disturb my sleep? Minnie froze in fear. The lion's roar was so loud that little mouse shook like a leaf. Before she could run away, Leo caught her with her giant paw. You disturbed my sleep, Lion growled, his eyes golden and growling at Mimi. How dare you, little creature! I will eat you for this. Minnie trembled but said quickly, O mighty king of the jungle, please forgive me. I am so small. It was an accident. If you let me go, I promise to help you one day in future. Leo laughed loudly. You help me? How can a tiny mouse like you can help a big strong lion like me? But Mimi pleaded again. Please, your majesty, even the smallest creature can be helpful. Give me a chance to prove it. The lion thought for a moment. Minnie looked so small and harmless that he found assuming. Fine, Leo said, lifting his paw. I will let you go. But remember, little mouse, don't cross my path again. Mimi was overjoyed. Thank you, your majesty. I won't forget your kindness, she said, and scurried away as soon as her tiny legs could carry. Days turned into weeks. The life of the jungle was went as usual. The lion roamed proudly, and Mimi went back with her playful adventures. One day, as the lion was walking through the forest, he didn't notice the hunter's trap hidden in the bushes. Suddenly, a large net fell over him. He didn't notice a traps hidden under the bushes. Laird roared and struggled, trying to free himself, but he fought, and the dagger net became harder. The hunters set up strong trap, and even the mighty lion could not escape. Leo roared loudly for help, but no one dared to come close. The other lion was too scared to face the hunter. Far away, Mimi heard lion's roar. She recognized the voice and thought, "That's King Leo. He sounds like he's in trouble. I must help him." The tiny mouse ran as fast as he could and found Leo trapped in the net. Don't worry, your majesty, Mimi said confidently. I will save you. The lion looked at her with a surprise and doubt. You save me? How will you do that? Mimi didn't answer, but she quickly climbed onto the net and began groaning the thick ropes with her sharp teeth. Bite by bite, she worked tirelessly. The lion watched in amazement. Mimi was so small, but her determination was enormous. She didn't stop until she could chew through the ropes. Finally, the net broke and the lion was free. Leo stood up, shaking off the remaining ropes, and looked at Mimi with gratitude. Thank you, little one, he said. You saved my life. I was strong but died at you, and even the smallest creature can do big things. Mimi smiled. Your Majesty, I promised to help you, and I am glad that I could keep my word. From that day on, the lion and the mouse became best of friends. They proved that size doesn't matter when it comes to courage, kindness, and helping others. The moral of the story is no one is too small to make a difference. Kindness and helping others can create the strongest bonds of friendship. So, kids, that's it for today's video.
Milo the Mouse and the Giant Cheese Dilemma. In the cozy little burrow lived a big oak tree. There lived a cheerful mouse named Milo. Milo was clever and quick. He loved to explore nearby meadow. His favorite thing in the whole world was cheese. Whenever Milo found even the tiniest piece of cheese, he would do a little dance for joy. One sunny morning, Milo decided to visit a farmer's Ben's barn, where he had heard that mouse friends had barn full of cheese of delicious treats. Maybe I will find a nice piece of cheese today, Milo said to himself as he scampered through the tall grass. When Milo reached the barn, he couldn't believe his eyes. There, in the middle of the barn, was the biggest block of cheese he had ever seen. It was golden yellow and smelled heavenly. This is my luckiest day, Milo squeaked. All these cheese is mine. Milo tried to push the giant block of cheese, but it was too heavy for him to move. He pulled and tugged with a small mighty, but he didn't bug. What should I do? Milo wondered. If I tell my friends, then I have to share it. But if I don't, I will never be able to enjoy it by myself. Then Milo sat down and thought hard. As Milo was thinking, a sly fox named Felix entered the barn. Felix often roamed the farm around to eat something. What are you looking for, little mouse? Felix asked, flashing toothy grin. Milo quickly stood in front of the cheese, trying to hide it. Nothing, just resting, he said nervously. Felix sniffed in the air. I smell cheese, he said. Why don't you share it with me? I can help you to enjoy it. Milo didn't trust Flex. Thank you, but I changed my that I can manage my own, he said. Felix smirked. Suit yourself, he asked. Milo felt uneasy. I need to protect my cheese. That night, Milo stayed in the barn to guard the cheese, but as he sat there, he began to feel lonely. This cheese is so big, Milo thought. Even if I can eat a little every day, it will make it forever to finish it. Maybe I should share it with my friends. Milo imagined his friends, Bella the squirrel, Toby the rabbit, and Penny the sparrow, enjoying the cheese together. They would laugh, play, and have a great time. But what if they take too much? Milo worried. I found it first. It's first mine. While Milo was deep in thought, a wise old named Owl, that Oliver, flew into the barn. Why are you sitting here alone, Milo? Oliver asked. Milo sighed and told Oliver about the giant cheese dilemma. He don't know what to do, Milo said. If I share it with everyone, I might not have enough for myself, but if I keep it, I'll be alone. Oliver hooted softly. Milo, let me tell you something. Happiness grows when it's shared. If you keep the cheese by yourself, you might have full belly, but you don't have an empty heart. Milo listened carefully. But what if my friends take too much? Trust your friends, Oliver said. They will appreciate your kindness and won't take more than they need. The next morning, Milo made a decision. He invited his friends to the barn and showed them the giant block of cheese. Whoa, Milo, this is amazing, Bella said. Where did you find it? Toby said. It's from the farmers, Milo said. Penny chirped happily. That's so kind of you, Milo. The friends worked together to cut the cheese into the smaller pieces. They laughed, chatted, and enjoyed the delicious treat. After the feast, Milo's friend thanked him. You have made us so happy, Milo, Bella said. We will always remember your kindness, Toby added. Milo realized that sharing the cheese had made him happier than eating it alone ever could. From that day on, Milo became known for the kindliest mouse in the meadow. Whenever he found something special, he always shared it with his friends, knowing that happiness is the greatest when shared. The moral of the story is, kids, sharing with others brings more happiness than keeping it everything for yourself. True joy comes from kindness and friendship. So kids, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.
The title of the story is The Pigeon's Kindness Saved a Life. In a quiet forest near a sparkling stream, there lived a gentle pigeon named Mira. Mira had soft grey feathers with a little white patch on her neck and bright eyes full of kindness. She loved flying over the forest, helping other animals and spreading joy with her cheerful chirps. Mira's best friend was a sparrow named Tinku. They often flew together, gathering seeds and berries, and enjoy the beauty of the forest. Mira's favorite spot was the tall banyan tree near the stream, where she would perch and watch the world below. One sunny afternoon, as Mira rested on her favorite branch, she noticed something unusual. A small and frightened rabbit was caught in a hunter's trap near the edge of the forest. The trap was made of strong ropes. The rabbit struggled to free himself. Mira's heart sank. Oh no, a poor rabbit needs help, she thought. Without wasting a moment, she flew down to trap the rabbit. Don't worry, little one, I will help you, Mira said softly. The rabbit, whose name was Chiku, looked up at Mira and teary eyes. Please help me. I don't want to get caught by the hunter. he said, trembling with fear. Mira examined the trap and realized it would be difficult to free Chiku alone. She quickly flew back to the forest to gather help. Mira found Tinku and explained the situation. Chiku is trapped near the forest edge. We need to save him before the hunter returns, she said. Tinku nodded. Let's ask Jumbo the elephant for help. His strength can break the trap. The two birds flew to Jumbo, who was resting near the river. Jumbo listened carefully and said, Of course I will help. Let the way. The three friends rushed to the edge of the forest where Chiku was still struggling. When Jumbo saw the trap, he said, I will use my trunk to break the ropes, said back in everyone. Without a strong pull of his trunk, Jumbo broke the ropes and Chiku was free. The rabbit jumped with joy and said, thank you, you saved my life. Mira smiled and said, We are happy you are safe, Chiku. Remember, we are stronger when we need help of each other. Just as friends, we are about to leave. They heard footsteps and voices. The hunter was returning. We need to hide, Tinku chirped, flapping his wings in panic. Jumbo quickly looked around and said, Follow me. There is a thick bush nearby where we can all hide. The animals and birds rushed to the bush and stayed as quiet as possible. The hunter arrived, scratching his head, and saw the broken trap. What's going on here? How did the rabbit escape? He muttered. Mira spread and said to Tinku, We need to distract him without he doesn't set another trap. Tinku nodded and said, I have an idea. I will fly around him and make noise. That will give you time to act. Tinku flew outside the bush, chirping loudly and flapping his wings near the hunter's head. Shoo, go away, the hunter shouted, trying to wave Tinku away. While the hunter was distracted, Mira flew down and picked up the pieces of broken trap with her beak. She gathered them one by one and dropped them into the stream. Jumbo used his trunk over to cover Hunter's back and leaves and branches, making it hard for him to find his tools. Frustrated Hunter finally gave up. This forest is too much trouble. I will sow and try somewhere else, he said, walking away. Mira said, It was teamwork that saved the day. When we need together and we overcome anything. Chiku was so grateful to Mira and her friends that he promised to help anyone in need, just as they helped him. Kindness is the greatest gift, and I will always remember what you have done for me, he said. From that day on, Mira became known as the kind and brave patient who saved a life. Her story spread throughout the forest, inspiring other animals to be kind and help one another. Meena continued to live happily in the forest, always ready to lend a helping wing to those in need. Her friends admire her for her courage and kindness. The forest became a place of unity and care. The moral of the story is kindness and teamwork can save lives. When we help others, we can make a world a better place to live in. So kids, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.
The Tortoise and the Hare. Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest, there lived many animals who spent their days happily. Among them were Hare, a named Harry, and Tortoise named Timmy. Harry and Timmy was being very fast and friends. They both were so good friends. One day, Harry was bragging to the other animals as usual. I am the fastest animal in the forest. No one can beat me, he exclaimed. Putting off this jest with pride, the animals tired of listening to Harry's words, rolling their eyes. But no one except Timmy and the tortoise. With a calm and gentle voice, Timmy spoke up. Harry, I may not be fast as you, but I believe that with patience and determination, I can beat you in race. The forest animal gasped. How could slow Timmy ever hope to beat speedy Harry? But Timmy believed in himself. That was enough. The news of the race went viral to the forest throughout. When the race began, Harry shot off like a bolt of lightning. He sprinted ahead, leaving Timmy far behind. He raced out of the path. Confident in his speed, Harry decided to take a break under a shady tree. I will just rest for a while, let Timmy catch me up, he thought to himself. Once he knows close, I will still run ahead the race and win it. With that, he laid down and soon fell into deep sleep. Meanwhile, Timmy was making his long way path step by step. He wasn't steady but determined. The other animals watched this amazement. Look at Timmy, they whispered to one another. He may be slow, but he hasn't stopped. Hours passed, and Timmy, with his slow and steady pace, was getting closer to the finish line. The sun was beginning to set. The animals grew excited. Could Timmy be slower than Tortoise? Who will win the race? Back in the tree, Harry finally woke up from his nap. He stretched his yawned and feeling refreshed. Now it's time to win the race, he thought to himself confidently. But when he looked around, he couldn't see Timmy anywhere. Panicking instead, he realized that Tortoise might ahead of him. Harry leaped to his feet again and running as fast as he could towards the finish line. His legs moved like a wind. He felt sure that he would still win the race. But as he approached the riverbank, he saw that he made spots in track. They crossing the finish line with Timmy. Tortoise won the race. The forest animals cheered Timmy closest the finish line. Harry stood up in shock and unbelievable with what just happened. Harry walked to Timmy and he was still smiling and proudly too humble and said, "I don't understand." Harry said, "I'm so much faster than you. How did you win?" Timmy looked at Harry and said, "You may be faster, Harry, but speed isn't everything. You stopped to rest, thinking you would win easily, but I kept going on, slow and steady. Sometimes not about how fast are you. It's about staying focused and never giving up." From that day on, Harry no longer boasted about other animals or fastest animal in the forest. Instead, he respected the qualifications of patience, determination, and perseverance, just like Timmy. The moral of the story is, kids, slow and steady wins the race. Patience and perseverance are sometimes more important than speed. It's not how fast you start, it's about how determined you are to finish. When even the path seems long and difficult, staying focused and never giving up will lead to your success. So kids, that's it for today's videos. Thank you so much for watching.